I've decided to kill myself. And I couldn't tell you like a definitive reason why I decided. I mean, I wasn't like traumatized as a kid or something, and I wasn't severely bullied or anything. People mostly left me alone because I was quiet and kept to myself. And my mom is generally a decent person. I mean, she tries her hardest, and I can't fault her for that. And it's not like my dad made it easier for her.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Maybe it had something to do with this book my grandma gave me when I was little. My grandma was always into old poetry and stuff, and she gave me the complete poems of Dorothy Parker. The cover has long since been ripped off, and it's a little worse for wear, but the poems are still fine. The one that always interested me was one of the shortest. If wild my breast and sore my pride, I bask in dreams of suicide. If cool my heart and high my head, I think how lucky are the dead. No, it wasn't some really depressing reason like you read about in The Teenage Soul or whatever. I just didn't really feel like there was any point in forcing myself through the next 60-odd years. I mean, there's no prize at the end, right? Like, congrats, Mr. Williams, you lived a lonely, miserable life. Your last 30 years bedridden, the last 5 of those unable to speak and on life support. But you lived till the ripe age of 96, so kudos. Help yourself to the complimentary "You Did It" cookies. We've just all agreed that the purpose of living is to see how long you can go without dying. It's what our society obsesses over, popping pills and injecting ourselves until we're pickled, and even then we can't let go. Just look at Vlad Lenin. He died in 1924, and you can still see his embalmed corpse on display in Moscow today. So yeah, it wasn't some big thing. I wasn't trying to prove a point or anything. I was just tired of being subjected to the pointlessness of it all. I'm ready for something new. I wouldn't say I hate all the people at my school, but I probably hate a lot of them. Sometimes when I give an answer in class, I can hear girls that I used to be friends with snickering, like they're making fun of me. One of the girls in my school killed herself on the train tracks last semester. The whole town was devastated. Stuff like that just doesn't happen often in a small town like this. Her locker was next to mine, and after she died, all of her friends turned it into a memorial/shrine. It's kind of stupid, but I wonder what'll happen to my locker after I'm gone. That's Ingrid. She's really beautiful. I don't know her that well, but I know all the guys talk about her in class.
Are you sure? Yeah.
Really? Somehow I doubt it. See, these are the reasons why it wouldn't make sense to hang around any longer than I have to. Even the people who have it good think they have it bad. I just don't see a point to it all. Sigmund Freud wrote about how each of us is born with a death drive, a natural desire to want to return to our original state, which is essentially dead. He was considered to be one of the founding fathers of modern psychology. He also later killed himself. I've also read places that you need to have a high pain threshold to do it. End it. Opposing Freud's death drive theory, a lot of people think that it goes against nature for humans to kill themselves. That if you tie bricks to your feet and jump into a river, you'll try to swim back up. It's just science. But I read somewhere that when you're a fetus, some of your cells commit suicide so that you won't be born with web feet or something. So it is natural, sort of. Anyway, I haven't really decided when to do it. I haven't decided how either. I've thought about it. I don't think I could do the wrist thing. I'm squeamish about blood and pain. I jump from somewhere high, but whenever I'm higher than 3 stories, my legs lock up and I get dizzy. So I don't know if I could bring myself to jump. I think the only way is pills. I'm not sure how my mom will take things. She's always been a firm believer in sticking it out through the stuff that sucks. She lasted through 10 years of marriage to my dad, which is pretty impressive. Dear Mom, I try not to hang out too much, try not to watch too much television. I hope you understand. I do just seems to be the wrong decision, and I lay down every night, but still I can't. I know you won't understand, but it starts spinning in my brain, and then it's pounding in my chest. It's an anxiety. I still can't figure it out. I've got a bad case of the horrors, and at night it comes. It's only Thursday. I could do it sometime this weekend, so I'd have some time to think about it. I guess the nicest thing I could do for my mom is get my affairs in order, so she won't have to worry about me once I'm gone.
Oh, hello. How may I help you?
I'd like to donate this.
That?
Yeah, I know it's a little beat up, but it's really good, and I think some of the other kids would enjoy it.
It's just that, well, just leave it on the counter and I'll take a look at it later.
Oh, leave it now?
Unless you want to keep it.
Oh, well, I just think I'll hold on to it for a little longer. I just want you to know that if I die, I want the library to have this.
I wouldn't be too worried about that right now, dear. You obviously enjoy it, so you keep it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So in 3 days' time, the whole school will be wondering what happened to me. Maybe I'll get a shrine too, right next to the other guys. Or maybe at my favorite corner in the stairwell or something. I've never really seen this guy before. I must really have been late getting out of class. Hey! That's not your locker.
It kind of is, though.
No, it can't be. It belongs to the dead girl.
Well, she's not using it anymore, and I haven't had a locker since the end of the first semester. I kind of need it.
You can't just forget her like that.
I'm not forgetting her. I just need a locker. Oh, here.
Hey! Give that to me.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even see.
There's nothing to see.
Okay then, fine.
Good.
I'm Luke, by the way. Just thought you should know since we're locker neighbors and all.
I'm Cass. I guess it was nice of you to help me pick up my stuff.
Did you know that the original meaning of the word nice was foolish or stupid? Not that I think it was foolish or stupid to me to help you, just, well, never mind.
That's okay. Social interactions aren't my forte either.
Yeah, I always plan how cool I'm gonna sound, and then nothing cool at all comes out. I think my brain's really indecisive, but I can't tell. I keep changing my mind.
What?
Oh, just another bad joke. Never mind. You want to walk home with me? I'm just going up to Cedar Street. You?
Just past that.
Well?
Yes, as long as you don't tell any more bad jokes.
Alright, I promise. I see a lot of things other people don't. Not in a weird sixth sense kind of way, but if you're quiet and you listen, you'll see a lot of stuff.
Like what?
Like, give me a person, for example. Purely for educational purposes, I wouldn't normally endorse this type of talk.
What about Ingrid Collins?
I don't know. I think she tried to become a model, but they turned her down because she wasn't thin enough. Now she makes herself sick, and she goes to the hospital a lot.
How do you know that?
Just listen. Let's go sit down. Can I ask you a question?
Can I ask you a question?
Alright, you go first.
What were those pills you were taking
For lots of different things. My brain mostly, it's pretty broken. How do you know they just weren't for headaches?
I just had a feeling. What do you mean, broken?
I have schizophrenia. I was diagnosed when I was 10. I take white pills to keep the bad stuff away, and the red ones because I get depressed sometimes, and the small white ones are so the big white ones don't make me sick. And sometimes I have to take blue ones to help me sleep.
Oh, I didn't know.
Why would you know? Anyways, my turn. What was that note I saw? Was it a suicide note?
Yeah, to my mom.
My uncle killed himself. Yeah, he had schizophrenia too. I guess it must be hereditary or something, but it really messed up my mom. He was her brother, and she never really got over it.
Oh.
Sometimes she gives me these looks, like she thinks I'm him, and she looks so scared.
Does she think you're gonna end up like him or something?
I don't know, maybe. But if she does, I wish she wouldn't. She just worries way too much. I just don't see the point.
Me neither. That's the point.
What's the point?
That there is no point. There's no reason to it all. Whether we live or die, it doesn't matter. There is no point.
Of course there's a point. Just the fact that you and I are here having a conversation about whether or not there's a point proves that there's a point.
No, it just proves that we're stupid enough to waste our time thinking about things that we'll never understand.
Nobody wants to give up, Cass. Not really. Not if you're smart. If you're smart, you'd know that there's always going to be reasons to make it worth staying. If you end it, you're not doing yourself a favor. You're just going to miss out on all the really good stuff life has.
Yeah, but it's still all there. And what's it all for? Sure, sunsets are nice, but is it really worth all the other stuff?
Since the day of my birth, my deaths began its walk. It's walking towards me without hurrying.
What?
What you're saying, it's like if I told you that I refuse to go to Disneyland because I know I'll have to go home. It doesn't make sense. You go to enjoy all of it. The smelly people in line, the overpriced greasy food, and even the guy who pukes on your shoes when you get off the roller coaster. And then maybe you are disappointed that the actress playing Cinderella doesn't look at all like you pictured Cinderella, but that's all right, because it's so minor, it doesn't matter.
It's not pretentious to quote dead people. I quote Dorothy Parker on a regular basis.
You're joking, right? Dorothy Parker, who literally wrote, "Might I remind you, as I'm sure you know, razors pain you, rivers are damp, acid stains you, and drugs cause cramp. Guns aren't lawful, nooses give, gas smells awful, you might as well live." That Dorothy Parker?
Well, yeah.
Well, if you won't take her from good old Dorothy, I don't know what to say to you, except for one more fact. Just for old time's sake.
What old time's sake? We just met.
Flatter me. Did you know that the leading cause of death for people with schizophrenia is suicide?
Oh. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know.
Well, it is, and if I have that dangling over my head for the rest of my life and I can still look forward to the years to come, that must stand for something. That's the point, that despite the worry and the bad stuff, we still keep going.
I guess.
Good then. I'll see you tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
When I was a younger man, I thought the pain of defeat would last forever. But now I don't know what it would take to make my heart back down. 'Cause I only have to wait a little while before I get mine. Clean slate.